Hello everyone and welcome to my bowling video. This recording was Tuesday, February 8th, 2022, before league. Mainly using the altered reality, the 900 global altered reality, and also plan on throwing the Brunswick Igniter Pearl and the Raw Hammer Pearl. Just practicing, mainly just trying to find different lines, get comfortable with different lines. I'm mainly a down and in player, pretty much right up to 7-8 board, but I'm trying to expand my horizons a little bit, get out of my comfort zone, and try to play some different lines, because there's been nights where that line just wasn't there, and then I struggled because I'm not comfortable or used to throwing anywhere else. So you'll see on this first shot here, using 900 global altered reality. That's actually a 5000p sanding pad, creating the difference 5000p, done on a spinner. You'll see there I targeted the 10 board, second arrow, right in the pocket. It's a good shot. Ball didn't deflect too much. I do get some deflection when I'm opening up my angles a little bit. I'm not used to opening up my angles, so I don't know if that's kind of normal. But I'm going to try it again here. Throwing the same ball, same line. My revolutions are about 300 RPM. You see that was just inside of the second arrow, came up a little bit high. So it's I don't have a lot of miss room. Seems like I don't have a lot of miss room with this ball lately. At least I haven't found it. When I first got it, I did. And the first week or two, I could throw it anywhere and strike. And now I kind of have, you see my T-zone there, using my Brunswick T-zone for my spares. I have a little bit of surface on that, only because when I'm throwing at the 7-pin, I wanted to try to grip that edge a little bit. When it was out of box finish, it would tend to slide off the edge if I got it a little bit too far out, where with a little bit of surface, it'll kind of grab and hang there a little bit longer. So it gives me a little bit more miss room. That ball there I threw around the 12 board. Came up high again. I was trying to hit the second arrow. Came in a little bit high. So still, just struggling a little bit with the consistency on my accuracy there. You see, I'm going back to the T-zone now. Pick up my spare. I usually go for it on a split. Depends on the game and the score, but I usually go for it. I went for it on that one. Obviously, I just wasn't in the right place to cover it. I will say that I'm recording this voiceover after the fact, and I bowled league after this practice session. I did pick up a 3-7 split last night after this was over. I'm actually doing this voiceover the next day. I picked up a 3-7 split last night after this was over. See there, a little bit inside again, around the 12 board. Keep coming up a little high. Trying to get out to the second arrow, but not quite getting there. But yeah, back to last night, I bowled a 213, 206, and a 268. I used my Brunswick Igniter Pearl all 3 games. Moved about maybe, actually it's kind of odd, I'm a lefty, and I had to move left about a board and a half throughout the night. The ball just kind of faded and wasn't hooking as much, and was moving left to get it to come back in high. So ended up working out real well. So I had a 687. First 2 games could have been better. I missed a 7-pin, and then I chopped a 2-4. How I chopped a 2-4, I have no idea. I could understand missing a 7-pin. You see that shot there, I'm actually standing way left where I'm not comfortable standing, or way right, I mean. I think I was standing about 25, 30, pretty far over, and I was targeting the 16 and 17. And I'm not comfortable doing that, and I struggle to get the ball back to the pocket. But you see I did it again here, this shot, and this one came in just a little bit lighter, but I got enough of a mix down there to knock them all down. But you see where I'm standing, and I'm targeting about the 16, 17 board. And came in a little bit lighter, but like I said, I got the mix there, got them all bouncing around, and took care of business on that one. But yeah, I chopped a 2-4 last night. Really odd. Not odd, I just didn't get it far enough left and took out the 2-pin. 7-pin, the first game I left 4 7-pins. Just slightly light hits. Left 4 7-pins. I covered all 4 of them. Second game, I think it was the first frame, I left another 7-pin and I missed that one. So I ended up 4 for 5. That's all the 7-pins I had last night. You see that one, I got way high. I only threw 2 way to the standing way right. Just because it's not something I plan to do too often, but I did it. Just to, like I said, more or less to try to get comfortable with it. So back to the Alder Reality again. We're still on the Alder Reality. Going for the 8-pin here. Pretty good with 8 pins. I don't usually miss those. Just move over like 2.5 boards to the right. Same target. So pretty consistent with the 8 pins. You might be able to hear some background noise, that music playing, people walking by. Most of the people there we know because I'm bowling with them. A buddy of mine's bowling in the left lane. We bowl every Tuesday. We go practice a couple games. That ball's around the 12 board. Right where it was a little bit inside of where I wanted it, but it held the line and struck. So a nice pocket shot there. Not talking about my shorts either. You see I have my pinky tucked. Depending on where I'm standing on the lanes, I'll tuck my pinky. Usually about 90% of my shots I have my pinky tucked. If I'm using the Alder Reality and I'm standing way left, going up the 7-8 board, I usually don't tuck it. It's a little bit too much rotation for that ball in that line. Any of the other balls I have, I'll tuck my pinky for. All those shots. But the Alder Reality just has a little bit too much. It's about 2-3 boards stronger than the other balls I have. You see this one here, I really screwed this up, but good thing it was practice. Wasn't anywhere near where I was trying to hit. So I think here's where I grabbed the igniter. And the igniter is let's see, the igniter is actually 70 by 5.5 by 35. I gotta switch my thumb inserts there. The Alder Reality is 50 by 3 5/8 by 30. The igniter is 70 by 5.5 by 35. And I typically don't go any further inside than the second arrow with that ball because it just doesn't have the bite to come back. It doesn't have the bite, and I don't have the rotation or the RPM to bring it back. So, but this ball, like I said, I used it all 3 games last night, right up to 7-8 board. Worked great. I've had this ball about 2 years now. Pretty confident in it. I pretty much know what it's going to do. And I was supposed to use my spare ball there, and you can even hear, if you can hear the audio, I said to my buddy, I said, I screwed that up. I was supposed to grab my spare ball. And just wasn't thinking, not that it mattered. It's I still covered the 2 pins, which would probably all I would have got with a spare ball anyway. And it was practice. So, yeah, I had a Brunswick uppercut pearl, and that was my first ball to start the night. Kind of retired it when I got the Alter Reality. See, it tripped the 8 pin there. And I struggled in warm-ups last night too, and then once warm-ups were over, I struggled the first few frames in the first game, and then I kind of got it dialed in, but I just kept leaving 7 pins. Like I said, I left 4 of them the first game. Here's the raw hammer. I got the raw hammer pearl out, but I'm not using it yet. Yeah, my teammates were actually calling me Mr. 7-pin last night because I left so many of them, which isn't very typical for me. I usually average about maybe 1 a game, and I only left 5 last night. But like I said, 4 of them were in the first game. So here's the raw hammer pearl. The raw hammer pearl is I'm not sure what the layout is on it. I don't have that written down here. So, actually, I do have it. Let me see here. So the raw hammer pearl is actually 45 by 5 3/4 by 40. So just don't have it written down on my one sheet. So you hear my dog fussing. So you see, I struggled with both the igniter and the raw hammer. I tried them both a few frames and kind of gave up and went back to the Alter Reality. And then in warm-ups, I tried the Alter Reality about the first 3 or 4 warm-up shots, and it just wouldn't do what I wanted to do. So I grabbed the igniter, and the igniter wasn't really any better. But like I said, because of the confidence level in it, I went ahead and stuck with it, and finally got it dialed in. Finally got it dialed in to where I could hit pretty good with it. So, so then we went to stuck with that all night. And the third game last night, I threw. I actually missed a 2-pin, or not missed a 2-pin. I think I left a 2-pin in the first game, or the first frame, and then I picked it up, and then I threw, I think, the next 9 in a row. And then the 10th frame, I just tugged my shot. No, I think it might have been a 3-pin, because the first frame I hit light. First frame was a light hit. I think I left the 3-pin and I covered it. And then I threw 9 in a row. And then the 10th frame, I tugged my shot, and I think I left the maybe the 2 and the 4 again. I'm not sure what I left, but I covered it. Whatever it was, I covered it. Picked up my spare, and then I struck in the fill-in. You see the T's on there again. And we're getting down to the end of the second game. I don't even know what my scores were for practice. I don't pay attention to it. I believe the second game was about a 170 or 180. I don't know. I don't pay attention to what my scores are in practice. And a lot of times I'll go to practice. I'll just throw at spare shots. I obviously have a full rack there, but I'll throw at the 7-pin, the 4-pin, the 10-pin, the 6-pin. And I won't try to hit anything in the middle. You see the Alter Reality back again, and I hit Good shot there. I think that was his second arrow. I didn't really see it for sure. I believe that was his second arrow shot. And so let's see how much more we have here. Back to the other side, that pinky tuck. And that was about the right around the 12-13 board, right in the pocket. Another nice hit. I must have made an adjustment because I walked up and stood at the arrows to make sure, see where my feet were on that shot. I don't remember where they were. I believe I was standing on 20, throwing over 10, or actually 12. Breaking. I think I was breaking about the 8 board, 7 board. I really like the older reality. It doesn't have a lot of room for air for me. That was about the 10-11 board, and I 7-pin. So, yeah, a teammate of mine ended up with a 704 last night. We had some pretty good scores that last game. 7-pin, covered that one. I've gotten a little bit better with my 7-pins. I was struggling for a while, and ended up just making a little adjustment, and sticking to it, making them work, and that's kind of what I did. And been pretty consistent with it. Like I made like 23 in a row, and I missed one last week, and I was 4 for 5 last night. That one was a little bit outside the second arrow. That was probably about the 9 board roughly at the arrows, but it came back. And that old reality will do that. If I miss outside, it'll come back to the pocket. You know, once it gets out there and hits that dry, it's going to turn. The Igniter is pretty good at that too. Not quite as strong when it gets to the dry, but that old reality, I miss outside, I can throw it all the way out to the 2 board, and it'll come right back to the pocket for me most of the time. Doesn't always strike, but at least a bad shot, I'll get a 9 count, maybe an 8 count. We're going for the 610 here. I use my spare ball for all corner pins, whether left or right. I've bowled tournaments on sport shots, and found it pretty inconsistent when I'm using my strike ball for the 6 and the 10. So that was it for this session. Thanks for watching, and I'll try to get you another one next week. And put in the comments you want to see anything different, do anything different. Thanks again. Bye.